Hello, everyone. Hello. Oh. Hello. Changed it back to B1 again. Hello. Hello. Okay. Okay, I must have my settings changed differently, but I'll remember that for next time. It is actually on B2. Why did I change it to B1? Anyway, looks like it's working. Tell me if it's not. Tell me if it's any different. Okay. Let's roll through to see what's been going on. Twitter, here we are. Pencil head, okay. Cool, I like this kind of imagery of this really fine kind of detail. It's like miniaturization detail. Looks pretty cool. Hello there, real introverted. How are you? Would you like to come up and speak? Raise your hand. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Can you hear me there? So we are, I will show you. We are also on YouTube Live, so you can see our visuals on YouTube Live. It might be a little bit of a delay, but we also are having panel discussions through Twitter Spaces. So yeah, this is our format of this show. I would say if you can't hear me through, or if you're not looking to speak in Twitter Spaces, have a look at our YouTube live stream through our YouTube channel, and you can see the visuals as well. And I'll just... So it is youtube.com/@doginc-meme. If you want to run through that, you can watch what is happening as well. So just having a look at Twitter Spaces, seeing what is happening in the world these days. Well, at least on my feed. One thing I want to show you here is, and I'm pretty sure you guys get it as well, which is a little bit annoying, is that, you know, these guys, Donald and Elon, are on my feed when I don't even really like their stuff. But, you know, I don't want to disturb the algorithm and feel like I might be penalized because I'm blocking their feed. Trader Travis, he always has some good stuff. Oh, smacked out. Wow. The US government has quietly initiated a stealth liquidity backdoor for banks and easing capital requirements on Treasury trade. So is that saying to me that there's going to be a bailout of some sort? So banks are always going to win again. If you're looking at shares, not financial advice, but you know, after banks got bailed, what happened afterwards? Their share prices went up. Bank share prices went up. So, okay, like this style. See what's happening in the world of AI. Oh, this looks pretty cool. It's a TikTok thing though. What is that? I mean, it's definitely AI, but is it? Yes, it is AI. That's really cool. I'll repost that. What? In real life, still, still so much better. Do you think, or is it on par with what is happening in AI? A couple of things I ran into that you may or may not be interested, but before I get to that, this clip looks pretty interesting. Oh yes, very clever. Is that our game is still live? This is the wallet address. There's still 13.6 million dogging tokens there and half a Solana balance. So that's still up for grabs. And I did promise that I'm going to make a announcement. I'm going to ease off on clues on my... actually, I was hoping that there would be a vote, and maybe I can still do it as a vote for the guys on either on Twitter or on... Yes, I'll do it on Twitter. I'll make a vote. I'll put in a thing where you can either choose now. I either raise... Oh, sorry. I'm going to ease off on giving hints, but I'm either going to... You can vote for three things. I'm going to raise the bounty or the treasure on this prize. 2, I am either just going to give out tokens to those that have contributed or been engaged so far. But don't expect too much, I'm telling you now. If you go for this option, don't expect millions of coins, okay? Or 3, I'm going to just create a different one, which will be a little bit easier for people to win, and I'll put a lesser prize on there. So look out for that post. I will post it up shortly. I wonder if I could do that now. No, I won't do that now. But yeah, they're the 3 options. Okay. Right. What did I want to talk to you guys about today? Let's go back to see what's happening in crypto and such, and news. What is happening? Well, war's been breaking out. That's about it. This guy, I love this. I didn't read the comments, but still pretty cool. Do not do life without God. Okay. Coin Bureau, everyone's a genius in a bull run. Discipline is what survives the crash. Okay, what are you hinting on there? Have we got a crash coming? There has been a few signs, and you know, there's been a lot of reaction really on macro events more than actual crypto innovation or innovation in that sense. So that's the way I feel things are moving along at the moment, until we see some kind of innovation or anything, especially with altcoins. Doesn't seem that bullish. Could be wrong though. Death scroll, really? Mass? Okay, please note free signal is... okay. Again, I'm not too... not really too excited about these communities. We're going to have to do better, people. Crypto news is just a bit of junk. Let's have a look at Web3. Okay, at least we've got a little bit of news from this guy. Maybe I'll give him a follow. Maybe not. I'll give him a chance. See what he's got to say as he goes along. Still GM guys around. Might make your day. Might be good. It's a bit of a how would you call it? A staple, I guess. Anything exciting on Pump Fun? For the first ever transparent rug pull project. Oh, I like this. Let's sell before 5 o'clock. We launch on first try. Okay. I'm going to follow this guy. This I like. Transparency. Rug pull. Let's have a look at his, if he'll allow me. Might not allow me. No, that's okay. I'm going to follow him at some time. Rugpullcrypto.xyz. Dollar pool. Okay. So, again, not much happening on Twitter. Trending. News. Even like not getting much news on not getting much real news on what's happening with just stuff. World news. So, I'm going to get out of that. Okay. So, let's go into something that I've been looking at. I'll just show you this little clip.
Remember when the Filipinos asked Americans to leave Clark and Subic base? They said, GI, go home, but bring me along with you. So, this is the Philippines as it is. So, China must work with it and find a way to save face. I mean, they had an agreement, a gentleman's agreement with Duterte, which Marcos has repudiated. So, okay, so they must find a new way to equilibrate and make use of the Americans and not be made use of by the Americans. But that's...
Yeah, I like that. Make use everything you want, things that are in your environment you want to take advantage of, I guess, and not be used by them.
Very difficult. When you try to make use of a big power, you end up being made use of by them. So Singapore has learned that lesson. We are very careful. Then look at Vietnam. Vietnam has made a very important decision to go with China. It was not well reported, but Vietnam has agreed that Hanoi will be linked to Kunming and Nanning by high-speed rail.
Setting your allies. When you set yourself allies, why do you need to be bonded by them all the time? Even as countries, you want some kind of sovereignty. So, again, if you don't want to be taken over by them altogether, but you still want to use them in a strategic way, And if you've read the book by Ayn Rand, what's it called? I can't believe I've... let me check what it's called. Very famous book. It is called... Come on. Atlas Shrugged. I think one of the big takeaways for me, even though I didn't read too much into it, was transportation. This is going to be a key asset. Transporting goods, transporting people, getting people from place to place. I think when we get to something like teleportation, which physically, I don't know if it can ever happen, but you want people to get out. You want people to have that energy and have a dynamic. It is all still about energy. Whether it's, we see it with mining coins or mining tokens. People or organizations of people are transferring energy into these tokens, transferring energy into something else. The smarter ones are doing it with free energy, so-called free energy, like hydro or solar energy, and using that energy to work miners and mining Bitcoin or mining other tokens. That is definitely the smart way to do things. Let's continue.
This is big because each connection is tens of billions of dollars and will change the topological configuration of logistics and supply chain and human movement for decades to come. The Vietnamese held back this decision for a long time, but they're cracking down on corruption. China is now an inspiration to the General Secretary, but he's having one hell of a fight in Vietnam. But I think in the end, they have no choice. Because if the Communist Party is termite-ridden, there's no hope for Vietnam. They know it. And they didn't fight the French and Americans for nothing. And whoever governs Singapore knows that we are price takers in the world. We can't change the world. We can't change India or China or US-China relations. But we can decide how we are positioned and how the region is shaped. In the region, we have some influence. So let us...
Yeah, that is so much about, what he talked about, positioning yourself. Positioning yourself in the markets. I'm not sure how that kind of relates, but it's really that philosophy of think globally, act locally, just influencing yourself. How does that work for you? All right, what else have I been looking at? I wanted to show you... I'll show you a couple of things. What I've been doing is... okay, I won't show you that, sorry. I still want to promote this GenSpark AI. If you don't use it already, you can create a free account. They have a few different products here. I've been using Super Agent as one of them, and it's quite comprehensive. It searches through a lot of different websites to get information for you. It's pretty much like a deep research, but I find that it goes into a lot more detail than other AI models. Give it a go. I don't have anything directly that I want to ask it, and I do believe that the credits you do get, they roll over every month. So give it a go. Highly encourage it. If you have something that you might be interested in finding out or getting an agent to do something for you, post it up and I will put it in. I can't think of anything at the moment, but I just wanted to show you this. They also have starting with a browser. So that could be really exciting, only for Mac OS at the moment. But I did show you in the past there was another browser, a Chrome browser extension called Mind Studio, but it's been failing for me. So if anyone else has been working on it and been doing it well, then please let me know. I want to go, while we're talking about AI, I've been having some interactions with some people on Telegram about solving the puzzle, and my suggestion was to ask AI to see how it could help. So let's just compare. This is a new model. It's from Mistral, or maybe like a derivative of Mistral or something. Not 100% clear on that. I have downloaded it, and what it's doing is it's kind of breaking down the thought process. So it's not just coming up with generating the, what would you call it, the text that you want. It's actually giving you step-by-step process as well as generating the text that you want. So there is a clearer understanding of how it gets that information. And I believe how this can work well is that when you're reviewing the information that AI is giving you, you want it to be reliable, of course. So this could be, instead of reading through everything and trying to analyze like all that information to see what is correct and incorrect, you can, and sometimes you think, okay, that sounds correct, but actually the information it's giving you is incorrect. So at least this gives you a bit of a thought process on, okay, is the thought process correct? So if the thought process isn't correct, then the information is not going to be correct. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. I think the what do you call it? I'll just put in Magistral Llama. So the Llama, let's just go to Llama. The Llama size is about 24 gig, I think. Models. And the latest, definitely the latest one, should be Magistral. There we go. 24 billion. I think it's like 14 gig. So I have run this locally, and I was quite impressed with it. So let's kind of, while that's thinking about it, let's compare it to Grok, see what it says. So there is a puzzle where you have to work out 24 words from a list where each first letter is given. Clues to the words are images. The images are given in random order. Provide for me a strategy on how to solve this puzzle. Okay. Step 1, organize the given information. List the 24 letters provided. Create a table or grid with columns for the first letter, potential words. Okay, good. Analyze the images. Okay, write a brief description on each. Group similar images. Okay. Match images to first letter. If an image could fit multiple words, a bird, beak, list possibilities and revisit them. Okay, I like that. So yeah, cross-referencing, writing, I think a table format works quite well. Cross-reference and eliminate. Okay, handle random order. Since the images are in random order. Okay, so this is saying if there's two S's, okay, you're going to have to work, and you've got two words that look into S's, then yeah, that's kind of, you're going to have to work out the order. It might be trial and error. Resolve ambiguities for images with multiple possible words, and I have made them quite difficult. Well, it doesn't seem that difficult because I have the words running in my head all the time, but if stuck, the only advice I can give you all is that you sometimes just don't overthink it, okay? Verify and finalize, iterate if necessary. Still in progress. What is going on here? It shouldn't be in progress. Anyway, let's go back to it a little bit later. A few things that I saw. This person was saying something about this. Let's have a look. And the majority is simple noise. I don't understand it. Even Barack Obama and Pope and really every important person says that everything will change very soon, rapidly, radically. And most people don't care at all. I don't understand it. I guess it's a psychological thing in the sense that we've been desensitized by media, and people just kind of hear it and switch off. They're not really feeling that they're going to be prepared, or maybe they're really confident that that they can adapt to this quite well. I would say that I am less confident that governments will be able to react, and that would probably where a panic would be. I think people are usually quite resilient and creative, maybe. And people not caring is things still move pretty slow, even though I do agree that things will change quite quickly. There's still a lot of conservatism or conservative behavior from especially an older generation that are moving things along. So yeah, I guess if you go back to here, companies say we'll cure all disease in 5 to 10 years. I think that's just been repeated all the time, you know. They can't cure cancer. Haven't found a cure for it. So, you know, I think they've been talking about saying this all this time, and we just haven't, it just hasn't been done. Robotics will take over blue collar jobs. Yeah, sure. There's still a lot of other stuff to be done though by people, and it's whether again government will go in that direction of supporting those jobs, like that do require that human touch, or IRL is just so much better. For example, a massage. Compare a trained masseuse to a robot or a massage chair. It's just completely different feel. And I think at the moment, especially at the moment, people are going to want a human to massage them rather than a massage chair, especially if they're at the same price point. So, and that could be a factor as well, you know, price point. You could potentially have different price points for human, subsidized human things compared to robotic productions. I don't know. There's plenty of solutions out there, but that came to me from some kind of feed, and I followed that up. Probably should have had a look at it first. Okay, running a bit slow. Ignore these lessons at your peril. Learn how to say no and mean it. Okay, setting boundaries. And I think this one is really good because you want to be a leader. You don't want to fall into other people's direction. Even though they are exciting, they are potentially have benefit, you still want to keep yourself as a leader and lead your own direction. So resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. That's holding on to the past. Live in the now. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. Yeah, just keep going, keep going. Things change as well, Time truly flies. Yes, live in the now. All these ones, live in the now. Resentment, living in the now. Chasing the opposite sex and having temporary relations, which mean nothing. Ooh, is this... What happened there? Chasing the opposite sex and having temporary relations which mean nothing but sex is pointless. Well, that's not true. I have to completely disagree with that. It's all learning, but it's all enjoyment as well, and that's all part of the human experience. So if you enjoy it and you take something out of it, yes. I would say where this point is getting at is that you have to understand why you're doing this, why these patterns are occurring, and take control rather than, you're attracted to a certain relationship because of something, or you hunger for sex because of something else, rather than it just being enjoyment and that it's some other kind of trauma or something else that you're working on. If it can be fixed, why are you complaining? If it can't be fixed, why are you complaining? Okay, good. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Okay, that's pretty cool. But having that little bit of confidence about that is good, but also having that ability to adapt is even better. A private life is a happy life. Sometimes it feels better not to talk at all about anything. Yeah, I think that kind of comes back to something else that we talked about maybe, in that there's just too much noise around. Just chill. You don't have to say stuff. Don't have to complain about stuff. Just let things be. But at the same time, you don't have to talk over things. Why are you doing these things? Why are you talking? Why am I talking? Just to get it out there, really. But also, entertainment. Hopefully you get something out of it. Hopefully it sparks some of your brain cells. Don't say yes to everyone to make them comfortable. Check with yourself too before you commit. Yeah, that's good. Goes back to number 1. Every person has 3 faces. The one we show the world and strangers, the one we show to family and close friends, and the one we show only to ourselves. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you have 1,000,000 faces. Maybe you just have one. I don't know. Maybe those 3 are your one. There is healthy amount of distrust to have in anyone. Nobody's intentions are truly clear, even after being stated. Yes, I believe that, but you don't have to distrust it. I think it's more about that the communication and the way you see things might not be 100% accurate. And that's okay, because you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with body language, you're dealing with voices, everything. And then you're kind of tainted by yourself as well. So, your judgment is because of your experiences, not of someone else's that is trying to communicate to you. So I don't like distrust there. You aren't crazy, you're intelligent. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Yeah, I can agree to that a little bit. Actually, yeah, that's good. That's good. You can have it's good. Can't think of anything at the moment there. Thousands of candles can be lit from sorry, I'm just going to check something. Just put that there, just in case someone wants to come in and... okay. Where was I? Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and its life will not get shorter. Happiness doesn't diminish when you share it. Good one. Good analogy. At first, you choose a partner based on appearance and enjoy it, until you realize your children will be raised not based on appearance but on values. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you're fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. You can always earn money. I think some of these I might use as my mediocre cliche spin-offs. You can always earn money. It's not a big deal. Your world isn't going to end because you don't have a fixed income. Something else will work out. Yes, be confident. Live in the now. Your friends want you to do good, but not better than them. The rest don't care. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. Well, I don't mind if my friends do better than me. Then they can help me out. And I think, you're all on different paths anyway. So what is better for one is not better for someone else. The average of 5 is real. If you want to know someone, look at the 5 people they talk to the most and spend the most time with. If you're trying, this circle of friends is very true and interesting. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, this is the last time I'm doing it. Instead, this is the first time I'm not doing it. There's another strategy as well, where you put in a different habit over the past habit. So, for example, it might be that for someone that's eating late at night, instead of saying, I'm not going to eat late at night, I am going to have an alternative. I will have a drink at night, or I will do something else at night. And I think that form of breaking habits is a lot more effective. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Okay, we need to get a little bit more detail on that, what they're talking about. If they're talking really about expenses or something else, I'm not sure. Overall, not too bad. I don't agree with all of them, of course, but that's good. You don't want to agree with everything that is written. You don't want to agree with everything that I say. Form your own opinions, but make sure form your own opinions. Have conviction behind them. Don't think that's all dogma. Still in progress. Okay, sorry, I put you onto this because it is slow. Next time, let me put on a working working solution for you in a local that I've set up locally. So maybe that is the issue. I'm not 100% sure. Let it go. Grok didn't do such a bad job. Wonder if I could write something here. Write for me. Actually, what I did do, write for me a detailed volleyball program for under 14 girls, beginner skill level of, let's say, 12-week program, so to develop their skills and gameplay. Use let's say 80%. Let's go. Yeah, we'll use the 80% ecological development dynamics theory with the sessions. You have 2 sessions, 2 times 2-hour sessions per week. Where possible, use differential learning within the session. Okay, let's see what it says. So I've been doing some research into ecological dynamics. What I do like about it is that the theory of coaching and learning is that it will what's it doing? It's actually writing a program for me. Okay. Anyway, what's it called? Yeah, so the coaching theory in the past has been that the coach has provided a solution for their athletes and the athlete mimics that solution. With ecological development, it is more to do with putting gameplay in, or putting athletes into situations and having them problem solve or use their instincts per se to gather results. And those results could be positive or negative, and then the coach keeps on asking them questions about, what they are doing, what are they thinking, what needs to happen, what are they seeing. So they're really just guiding them through their own training experience, and then hopefully have a lot of fun in there rather than just doing drills and just mimicking the same actions, which has a point of success. But then what kind of athletes are you training? I think one of the classic examples that was given was this was a volleyball example, was that the coach had told or instructed the athlete to position themselves in a certain way, position their arms in a certain way, have a certain posture. And then when it was game time, the ball had been served and the ball was in between the two people, and the coach is frustrated, and the player is in perfect position, what they've been taught, the stance, the posture, and the arm, and looks at the coach and says, well, I look good, don't I? I've done everything that you've told me to do. And so why is the coach frustrated, and why is the athlete not satisfied? So we want athletes to be thinking, we want people to be thinking, we want them to problem solve, because there's so many variables, different variables all the time. I think this can work in with business startups, where we are learning and coaching and putting into practice. How do we keep on making better things? How do we keep on creating? How do we problem solve what's ahead of us? And this is kind of going to be one of my focuses here, is creating a coaching element for business people using a bit of a sports philosophy, sports background. Hopefully it'll work. It's going to be a bit of an experiment. Hopefully I can provide some positives for you, and at the end of the day, I really want to be able to work with some of the people that that listen, or who are around and doing stuff. So GenSpark, okay, wow, I've come up with something really nice here. I'm not really going to read it, but presentation-wise, it does look quite cool. Let's compare this to Grok, okay? Fundamental movement exploration. It's not bad, I guess. But I guess where this really shines, and it could be really useful, is for business people when they're doing presentations. And don't know if you saw at the start AI sheets and AI slides. I think that was one of the key. Lost it for me. One of the key products it has. It presents slides, it presents information really, really well. It's not too bad. It's got mini games I can see. So I was a little bit down on Grok before, because I thought I paid for it in a way, and it wasn't really. It ended up giving me a limit, which I was a little bit upset about. Okay. So there it is for now. Let's finish up there. I hope you got something out of it. Let's get some more people on board. Let's have discussion. And I hope to see you another time. Please send me some information. Let me do a bit of research for you. Let me learn about more things. And also go to our Twitter page. Solve the puzzle. I want to see who the bright people are out there. And I'll just show you where I did do a few updates on there. Planks is still doing their thing. Cool. Have a look. I've pinned this image up. I have, if you do a search for no code game hashtag, I have actually listed all the images to make it a bit easier for people. Okay, so have a look at that. I thought there was actually a lot more. There should be a lot more. Oh, yep, here they are. Okay, have a look at these, and that's, you should be able to find 19 images, and that can help you decipher through them. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let's get some engagement in here, and I can make this a little bit better for you. Always open to comments, questions, criticism, or whatever. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys another time.